Hello everyone and welcome back to Curious Kellen. Today I'm going to be talking about the Arabic script, Yalla Bina. So the Arabic script, as you can see behind me, looks a little different than the Latin script that so many of you are probably used to. And at first it can seem really intimidating and it doesn't make any sense. Is it an alphabet? Is it logograms? Is it a syllabary? All of these things I will explain and get into, but I've been studying Arabic for the past 2 months, and I decided I wanted to make a video that goes over what the script is like, how it's written, how things are put together, what are the vowels like, and just share with you what that looks like so you can understand better what Arabic is and how it's written. Now, I won't be going actually into all the different letters of the alphabet. There are plenty of different alphabet videos out there for Arabic. So if you're looking for that, go check out a different video. There's plenty of great ones. But if you're more interested in what the Arabic script is and how it functions and how it works, then you've come to the right place. Now, to explain what I mean here, I'm going to have my friend Kellen hop over here on the whiteboard. Take it away, Kellen. Thanks, Kellen. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is this script is not actually only used for Arabic. It's actually used for many other different kinds of languages, Persian, for example. So when you see this script written, even though it's called the Arabic script usually, it actually can be used for many different languages, just like the Latin script. In English, we use the Latin script, French uses the Latin script, many other European languages use the Latin script. So even though they all use the same letters, they're different languages, and that's the same thing for the Arabic script. Let's take a look at some letters here. Right here, we have the 3 long vowels of Arabic. This makes ah sound, oo sound, e sound, and sometimes a sound, or eh sound. So these are the 3 big vowels in Arabic. Most of the other vowels are actually not written in Arabic. They get a different symbol, and we'll get into that in just a second. So these are the 3 main vowels that you're going to be seeing in Arabic, ah, oo, e. Now let's look at some consonants. You can see here I have a couple shapes that look exactly the same. And the way that we differentiate between different kinds of letters in Arabic is usually between dots. So let's look at ba, ta, and th here. So you can see they all have the same basic shape, but based on how many dots are above or below determines what kind of sound it is. Same for these. So we have g, h, and h. So you can see the different dots actually determine the way that it sounds. Now let's take a look at some vowels. So if I make these all b, the way that we make vowels in Arabic is actually pretty interesting. So let's take a look at ba. So we can see we have a mark over the top. That's ba. If we go below, b. And if we do this little guy, boo. And you'll notice this looks kind of similar to this, which is a little bit on purpose. So you can see I have different ways of determining what the consonant sounds like by changing the way the dots look. And I can change the way the vowels sound based on the way that I add marks either above or below and depending on the shape. So the Arabic script is written from right to left, and it's written in cursive. It's even printed in cursive. So all the street signs you'll see, all books that you'll see will be written in the cursive form. And you can see that some of these letters we may know a little bit about. For example, this letter right here is the long E sound that we talked about earlier. This right here looks fairly similar to the original. It gets attached onto the letter before it. It's the long Ah sound. And over here we have these letters that we also already visited. We have H and G. By the way, this is pronounced Anaizhega from Egyptian Arabic. It might be pronounced differently, or there's different words in other dialects, but this is pronounced Anaizhega, and it means I want something. So you can see that these letters are actually getting put into different forms because they're written in cursive. That's how the language works. So even though we have these different isolated forms that are easy to delineate from each other, when we're actually writing for the sake of making it easier, and even in printing, we use these cursive forms and instead of these to make it easier for writing. Another thing you'll notice here is I don't have any of the small vowel symbols written. So just to remind you, ba, bi, and bu, you'll notice none of those are up here. And that's because in Arabic, we don't write the small vowels, at least not usually. In some texts, you can see the smaller symbols delineating the different smaller vowel sounds, but most of the time you're going to see things like this that don't have that. You notice we still have those bigger vowels, the long ah, the long e or a sound. We don't have a long oo in this sentence, but the longer vowels still get written, but the short ones get omitted for the sake of writing faster. All right, so what are some main takeaways from this? First, this is a script, not a language. Just because you see something written in this script doesn't necessarily mean that it's Arabic. It's actually possible for it to be some other languages, just like how when you see something written in the Latin script, it doesn't necessarily mean it's automatically English or French or Spanish. There's a whole plethora of languages that it could be. Also, this script is written in cursive and it's written from right to left. Dots change the letters. So whether it's ba, ta, and tha, or ha, ch, and ga that we went over, you can see that letters are changed depending on if they have dots above them or below them, or whether it's 1, 2, or 3 dots. That changes the way a letter sounds. Only 3 written vowels are present in this script. You have the long ah sound, the long e sound, and the long oo sound. The smaller vowels can be written using marks above, below, and a different mark above on certain letters, but they're generally just memorized and completely omitted in writing. Now, Kellen, let's head back to you. Thank you, Kellen, for that awesome explanation. That is really all there is to it for the Arabic script and how it functions. If you enjoyed this video, please leave this video a like, and you can also check out some of my other videos on this channel. If you like the Arabic aspect of that, I have a lot of videos where I'm actually speaking Arabic and practicing the language, and I have other videos where I'm speaking in French and German and some other languages as well, soon to come. So if you enjoyed this, please go and check those out. Of course, if you enjoyed learning about the script, please let me know, because I'd love to make more videos that focus on scripts or about linguistics rather than actual languages themselves. So if that's something that you guys want, please let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to start making videos that go more in that direction. But that's really all there is to it. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay curious, and I will see you in the next video.